Blog Talk Radio.
Beautiful blue marble we call Earth in wherever city you may live in. Welcome to the second to last episode of the year for the VWU Sports Podcast. This is episode number 58. I am, of course, one of your main bartenders here for tonight. I am back, Miss Davey, Jacob, whatever. I'm also being joined, as always, by my boys, Brandon and Carter. And as always, making their returns back to the bar is our boys, Cody Hagan and Jose Blanco. And we got a lot to cover here tonight.
For starters,
yeah.
Jacob, I got
Cody.
son.
Hey, can you get with a program and sit?
Cody, how many times do we have to tell you this? We're on a program. Zip it.
Don't jump the gun, my friend.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get the ball rolling, fellas.
We're going to start it off. Let's get it started off with, we now know the finals for the 2022 FIFA World Cup.
Yeah, we do.
France and
It'll be
Argentina.
Mbappe and France taking on Lionel Messi of Argentina. This is going to be an interesting matchup, to say the least.
Well, gentlemen, I think first of all, what a tournament we have seen thus far. I mean, a lot of nail biters, classics. We saw a lot of those. We saw a lot of games go to the penalty kicks. Friday's quarterfinal games alone went to the penalty kicks back to back. So lot of pressure to get to where we are now. Now,
and
we had France, we had Argentina, two well-known powerhouses on the soccer field doing battle for the World Cup title. By the way, this is France's second time. This is France back in the World Cup final, back-to-back tournaments. So that's interesting. But
unfortunately, Argentina is the odd man out here because this is I believe the first time in decades since the last time Argentina was in the final.
I'm looking it up
because the last time I remember Argentina in the finals was the year when the late great Diego Maradona pulled off not only one of the most controversial moments of FIFA history, but also the most memorable moment in FIFA history, with not only the hand of God goal, but also the goal of the century against England.
Wow.
Yeah. And here's the crazy part. They were in the final in 2014, so 8 years, but they haven't won the World Cup since 1986.
That was the year. That was Maradona. That was the Maradona year.
Yeah.
Been a long time coming, huh?
Yeah, I say I wish I had the clip with Madonna going, "Don't cry for me, Argentina." That's the only thing that came to my head
think about that
Argentina.
for a moment. 36 years for Argentina to be in the World Cup.
Yeah, I think also, fellas, as we look, at the tournament bracket thus far. I mean, like I said, the Dutch and Argentina in the quarterfinals battled to penalty kicks, as did Croatia and Brazil, and that was on Friday. That was this past Friday. And, of course, Argentina beat Croatia yesterday. And earlier today, France beat Morocco. So that's how
now, you have to agree that Morocco's run in this World Cup tournament has to be one of a true underdog story.
I think this was a Cinderella story. Hold on, Brandon. Before you continue, I got to bring in another caller. Let me go ahead and bring him on into the bar.
Bring him on in.
All right. There we go.
Yeah, I'll have a vodka martini on the rocks.
Coming right up.
Well, we'll get you set up, Louie. We were talking about the FIFA World Cup there, Louie, including Morocco's very impressive run. Even though they got swamped by France in the semifinals.
Not surprised.
Yeah, I say, something, Jacob? This is basically a Cinderella story of what we saw out in Morocco. Of what a run they had. I mean, not too many people expecting them to beat Spain in the round of 16, and not too many people expecting them to beat
Portugal for that matter.
Right.
But you knew sooner or later the clock was going to strike 12.
Yeah,
and
unfortunately
it was today.
Yep. But you have to give props where props are due to the country of Morocco, putting up a hell of a performance, getting to the semifinals. Best believe that is something they can build a foundation upon with that. But yeah, the final is going to be something of importance because either Mbappe or Lionel Messi is going to finally capture their first World Cup in their career. It's about time. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So and it's going to be Sunday morning at the Sunday morning at 10 a.m., 9 a.m. Central.
And here's the crazy part about this final. And France win back-to-back World Cups.
History can't. Man, that's the first time since if I remember Brazil's run of dominance back in the 2000s. You know.
Mm. Judging that it's Argentina and it's Messi, I want to say no, but I don't want to underestimate the underdog.
Here's the thing, though. Lionel has been chasing after this World Cup trophy since he donned the Argentinian colors. You know, and every Argentinian worth their salt has been saying that Lionel could have been the second coming of Diego, but he just could not. He just could not put it together when it matters the most. You know.
I think that. Go ahead, Brandon.
I was going to say here's something that's interesting. You mentioned this, Brazil, they've done it back to back, but Italy has done that as well back in their 30s.
Oh yeah, you're right. Way in the early days of the FIFA of the World Cup.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
I think
also,
fellas,
that's an elite list right there.
Yeah, I think also, fellas, as you look at this tournament thus far. I mean, and is this the year Messi finally gets that monkey off his back? Which
I hope so.
That's pretty much the size of a gorilla at this point. But
yeah, if Argentina wins Sunday morning against Mbappe, I feel like France should not be upset about it because they were playing up against an Argentina team that's been starving for a chance to finally hoist the cup in nearly 40 years. Well, actually, almost 40 years, and Lionel to finally get the damn monkey off his back, which, like you said, it's grown to a full-size gorilla, and can finally say that he has finally brought his country a World Cup championship.
Yeah, that'll be something to look forward to Sunday morning. In case you wake up Sunday and you want to catch the game along with your bowl of cereal or eggs Benedict or whichever.
I got some news as far as baseball is concerned.
Actually, you know what? We was going to switch it up to baseball for a little bit because the off season has been going a little bit insane to say the least.
Yes, it has.
Mm-hmm.
Carlos Correa going to San Francisco for 13 years, worth $350 million.
That's $27 million a year.
Oh, yeah. I thought I said that's off the tails of Aaron Judge signing a 9-year, $360 million deal with the Yankees last week.
Yep.
Yeah. Now I just hear it now. Thor is heading to the Dodgers for 1 year, worth $13 million.
Wow, Noah Syndergaard is going to be wearing Dodger blue.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we do have a trade. The Milwaukee Brewers traded, the Cleveland Guardians traded Owen Miller to the Milwaukee Brewers. So.
Ooh, that's
interesting. And it's for players to be named later and cash. So
I kind of history has shown that the player to be named later is always some kind of undrafted free agent. But history has shown that there have been 3 players in MLB history that have taken the player to be named later and kind of flipped it on its head.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can tell you how come Milwaukee made this deal. Milwaukee made this deal because we have seen the Brewers throughout the entire season. Great pitching, but can't hit a damn. I mean, good Lord, the hitting is just awful. So they're trying to boost up the batting power.
Yeah, the hitting core basically. But yeah, going back to the players to be named later. As stated, there has been 3 players of notable MLB history that kind of took the player to be named later and flipped it on its head. One is Scott Brosius, who got traded from Oakland and became and got to his only All-Star, and won World Series MVP.
With the Yankees, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, another one. Honestly, this is kind of a shocking in of itself. You ever heard of the name David Arias?
I believe so. David Arias, I think.
You might not know him from that name, but you might know him from this name, Big Papi.
Oh yeah, David Ortiz.
Yes.
Yeah, because believe it or not, that was actually his original name, David Arias. There actually are baseball cards with his name. He actually changed it up when he was with the Twins, and then he got traded to Boston, and well, the rest is history.
Ah, yeah.
Now, Noah Syndergaard is on his way to the Dodgers.
I just mentioned that, but yeah.
Yep.
So,
there are still some more players during this free agency. Mind if I run down the list to see who are all unsigned?
All right, go for it.
We got Carlos Rodon from the Giants.
Nice.
Dansby Swanson from the Braves, I believe. Michael
Okay,
Brantley from the Astros.
Who's going to the Astros?
Andrew Benintendi. Michael Brantley.
Okay.
Andrew Benintendi from the Yankees, who is unsigned. Gene Segura from the Phillies. Jackson Profar from the Padres. J.D. Martinez from the Red Sox. Justin Turner from the Dodgers. Nathan Eovaldi and Michael Wacha from the Red Sox.
Nice.
Michael Conforto from the Mets. Trey Mancini from the Astros. Michael Conforto. Can't break. Trey Mancini from the Astros. Evan Longoria from the Giants. Will Myers from the Padres. David Peralta from the Rays. Brandon Drury from the Padres. Johnny Cueto from the White Sox, and Adam Frazier from the Mariners.
A lot of teams going into free agency here. A lot of players going into free agency here.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving and shaking going on.
We could see some big moves here.
Indeed.
I would say keep your eyes on Evan Longoria, Adam Frazier, Trey Mancini, Justin Turner, Gene Segura, and Michael Brantley. That's just my suggestion. But you could check out whoever you want, honestly.
Good point.
Absolutely. Shifting gears, gentlemen. Let's hit the ice. Because first of all,
we got some history made on the ice.
Number 800.
That's right. Yep. Congratulations to Ovi.
I think it was going to be until almost Christmas.
Yeah, right before Christmas, gets himself the gift of 800 goals in his career.
Absolutely. It happened last night when the Capitals played against. Let me go check real quick.
Chicago.
I'm checking as well.
The Capitals played against the Blackhawks last night, and Ovid had a hat trick. He got his 800th goal in the process. Capitals beat the Blackhawks last night, 7-3. Gotta tip your hat to the gentleman. I mean, what a career Alexander Ovechkin is having so far. He's one behind Goldie Howe on the all-time goals list. Now
that says a lot, honestly, and he's been doing it nonstop with the Caps. He has not made he has not switched his sweater since he started.
Absolutely. Now we know chances are he's not going to catch Wayne Gretzky.
If he gets close to Wayne Gretzky, I'll be impressed by that.
But you know what? 800 goals, that's saying something. That says a whole lot for Alexander Ovechkin. I like the way how the team is rallying behind him. Already, the Capitals are saying they're not going to rebuild. They're not going to rebuild anytime soon. So the team is still competitive, somewhat. You know.
Yeah, it shows a lot, honestly.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, considering that you had like big moves during the offseason, such as Matthew Tkachuk going to the Panthers, which is a trade from Calgary.
Yep.
So I wouldn't be surprised about that, honestly. That's just me, though.
Now, we do have 3 games tonight on the ice. We got the Montreal Canadiens and the Ottawa Senators doing battle.
We got 2 games
speaking of
happening.
Ottawa, we have heard rumors that that Ryan Reynolds is actually thinking about buying the team.
Oh,
there goes the neighborhood.
I asked a question. I asked a question on Discord. Deadpool as an owner?
He does own a I think it was.
We know he owns a soccer team.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I think it's like a Welsh or I think it's like a
Is
Welsh.
that right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You heard it, Louis.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that no. Now, like I said, the Senators they're owned by the family of the late Eugene Melnick. So, and I'm pretty sure they're really trying to sell this team to anyone who's interested. So I think the catch is the family wants to keep the team in Ottawa. So,
which is fair.
And that's more than reasonable. So, but that's gonna be an interesting game between the Canadiens and the Senators. That's gonna be a good game. Also, we got the Red Wings and the Wild coming up later on this evening over at the XL Energy Center. That's gonna be a good game.
And then in the main event at the Saddle Dome, we will have the Flames taking on the Canucks.
In those two games in Canada, that both of them are going to kill each other.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wouldn't care for the Canadiens and the Senators.
Mm-hmm. But I think also, looking at the standings overall, first of all, Boston is still red hot. I mean, 23-4.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
With Toronto just 3 points right behind them, so that's basically one game behind.
Look at the Metropolitan.
Yeah, the Metro's a different animal in of itself. You got literally nearly every team in that division literally in a fight, basically.
Oh yeah,
but how close they are to the Devils of New Jersey.
Metro division isn't so bad either.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. The Metro division is insane.
Mm-hmm.
I could say it's a bloodbath, but I'd be putting it lightly.
You got the two New York teams doing battle just to get a wild card spot with the Islanders and the Rangers, and of course Buffalo is still in the thick of it. And the Devils are leading the division, but they've lost 3 straight. It's still early.
And one of the Rangers.
Yeah. And the Rangers are they've won 4 in a row.
4 straight.
Yep.
So I mean,
but
sheesh.
Pittsburgh has won 6 straight, which is crazy in itself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Indeed.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so red hot right now. Meanwhile, out west,
out west is somewhat the same story with the Metro and the Central Division. Literally, we have got 4 teams that are literally within like 7 points of each other. Okay.
Yeah, Colorado, Minnesota, Winnipeg, and Dallas.
And Big D.
Absolutely.
And then the Pacific Division, that's a different story in of itself. Edmonton, Seattle, and Los Angeles are within literally like just under 10 points behind the Vegas Golden Knights.
Absolutely. Calgary, they're still in the mix. Also, I mean, you got to tip your head out to the Kraken. I mean, they're having an amazing second season so far.
It shows that their first season was a good way to learn how to work the game, because they haven't had a team since the early days of hockey, and I'm talking about the early days.
Now, this is one story I want to talk about before we shift, but that's one story I want to talk about, and this is a story that happened in Arizona. This happened, I think it was last week, when the Boston Bruins and the Arizona Coyotes did battle. Now, Arizona, they did beat Boston, but after the first period, the Coyotes Zamboni truck broke down.
Yeah, I heard about. Yeah, I remember that actually. Yeah.
I heard.
Yeah, it was like mechanical failure or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's just from whatever.
You know,
And,
we have seen many times in NHL history where the Zamboni had a little bit of a hiccup. I mean, most notably when one of the Zambonis busted an oil line and spilled oil all over the ice.
Which looked like blood. As probably had like a dead
or
body
when one of the
underneath
Zamboni
it.
drivers accidentally ran over one of the goal pegs and left a big ass gash on the ice on one of the sides. You know, if you remember correctly.
Oh, Lord.
I can find a picture of it and put it in the Discord forum, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
now,
yeah. Go ahead.
I was about to say, now, shifting gears, gentlemen, and we're gonna hit the court. We're gonna hit the NBA court. And first of all, did you all hear that they redesigned some of the trophies?
Yeah, I heard that. They even renamed. We can actually confirm this from Adam Schefter. They have actually renamed the regular season MVP trophy to the Michael Jordan Award.
Yeah,
I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad.
Honestly, I'm not mad at it either. The only thing I'm upset about is the fact that they took them this long to actually give Michael Jordan an award. I feel like it should have been done a long time ago, honestly.
Yeah, now, I was about to say to myself, Michael Jordan probably one of the best basketball players in the game. One of the best as a player. As an owner, on the other hand, now that's a completely different story. But
we could scratch that off as him as an owner. We could scratch that off at a point.
We'll be fine. But
I think Michael Jordan's probably one of the best players out there during his time. Because I remember growing up in the '90s, Michael Jordan winning 3 straight world
not once, but
championships.
twice, all in the '90s. You know.
Yeah, took a break to play baseball, come back, and then the year after he came back, the Bulls won 3 more. So
yeah, it was an amazing feat of itself, and probably might not ever happen again, honestly, with how the game has changed, you know.
Yeah, mainly thanks to free agency and the salary cap and everything. So, but overall, though, I think that they did a great job. The trophy looks very nice. The Michael Jordan Award looks very, very nice. So
yeah, it does.
They did a great job with the trophy.
Yeah. We got staying on here. We got a lot of great games coming up tonight. In fact, 3 games are about to tip off in just about less than 10 minutes. Over in Hoosier Nation, I know Cody's listening to this very well. The Pacers are going to be facing up against the Warriors. Yeah, and they're both evened up at 14-14, about to head into the new year. So
someone's going to get a loss here, boys.
I don't see that. The last time Pacers beat the Warriors, they won, and then it went to a up and down, topsy-turvy mess. Timberwolves
it happens to everybody, honestly. It happens to everybody, you know.
Yeah, we're still early in the season.
Yeah, and the last time I talked about the Pacers, they were like, what, 4th in the Eastern Conference? Now they're 8th.
Well, to be fair,
there's still time. We haven't hit the new year yet. We haven't even hit the All-Star break yet.
Yeah. I was about to say, to be fair, we're still early in the season.
Mm-hmm.
And so, that eventually some of these teams, they're going to start to jail. And then when they start to jail, that's when they start getting red hot. And that's where we are.
And speaking of the NBA, we going up to the Windy City, the Knicks going up against the Chicago Bulls.
Indeed.
That's the same.
So far, the Knicks heading into possibly the new year, they are 14-13 on the season so far. Good start, but they have been getting a little bit sloppy for a little bit, so they got to be careful.
Yeah.
Coming up also in just about 5 minutes, over in Orlando, the Magic will be playing host to the 14-14 Hawks. Safe to say, Orlando's not having a wonderful start for their season.
That's a given. They're just eliminated at this point.
But at the same time, isn't Orlando rebuilding themselves in a sense?
How long have they been rebuilding?
Yeah, sort of actually. Also, this is not going to be pretty. In Charlotte, it's the 7-20 Hornets taking on the 7-22 Pistons.
Ooh.
Is
That's-
it
that's
garbage
is
match.
it bad to
That's
call
not
it is it bad to call in the tanks on this one?
I
feel
don't
like
know.
you have to.
It's kind of early, but man, I don't know when Michael Jordan will be in attendance that game because that game was just ugly. I mean,
we talked about
Anything I haven't seen or heard.
Speaking of ugly, the Dallas
like you said,
Mavericks are going to play host to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Oh, that's
Okay.
actually that could be a good one actually at 8:00 over in Big D between the Mavs and the Cavs because both of them are above 500 heading into about to head to the new year. So that could be an interesting matchup to say
Not
the least.
wrong. But
mhm.
speaking of the same state, Texas, the San Antonio Spurs are going to play host to the Trailblazers.
Trailblazers has been having a good start for the season for themselves. They've been slipping on some banana peels every once in a while, but they have been having a good start for this start heading into the new year.
Let me say something real quick because Damian Lillard is doing a great job so far. I don't know whether or not if he has any help to get the Trailblazers, over the hump. But
besides Yusuf Nurkic,
Mm.
besides him, I get your point. And speaking of the help, I think we could be seeing a playoff matchup if Minnesota plays their cards right, because they're going to be playing against the Clippers.
Yeah, the Clippers.
Crypto, sorry.
And that's the main event for tonight.
Yeah, I was about to say. Hold on, I was about to say because I think Karl Anthony Towns is still out.
Yeah.
I think he's still out. So, but at least if the Timberwolves could stay in the mix until the Big Cat comes back, they're going to be interested when he gets back, and they're going to probably be able to turn it on and get red hot again. But like I said, it's early.
Considering that they still have Rudy Gobert, it's going to be very possible for them to be steady.
Oh yeah. Also, don't forget we also got we also have the Heat and the Thunder. They're playing this evening over at Oklahoma City.
Speaking of the Heat, we should bring. I don't know if this was brought up, but as we all know, Miami has been having a little bit of a financial issue with their arena due to the fact that their sponsor decided to shit the bed.
No.
Yeah, we spoke about this before, Jacob. The Heat, Miami-Dade County is trying to, change the name of the arena. Trying to get out of the naming rights deal, and because of the people who own the naming rights, FTX, I think that was their name.
That is.
Well, yeah, there's more news to it because the owner of it was caught. His house was caught with having so much bugs, like maggots and infesting this shit. I'm not making that up. That before I just came in, I was listening to Fox News. They said it. Bugs, maggots, infested. Like
I'm gonna hurl.
I'm
gonna fucking hurl.
Are you saying this is the owner of FTX or somebody else?
The owner.
Wow. Oh, oof. Well, there goes my dinner for the evening. Yes.
Wait.
Sorry.
No, it needed to be said. It needed to be said.
Yeah, but I know in some places, roaches are ate like a delicacy, but this is ridiculous.
Here's what I'm thinking. Right, for the new naming rights for the Heat Arena, there's only one brand that can step up to the plate,
and that is
Walmart.
Oh God.
Walmart.
Really? Walmart?
The neighborhood Walmart Arena.
The
Okay.
Walmart
Arena. Let's get back to what we're here for, fellas.
Yeah. Let's move on, please.
Now, let's take a quick look at the standings real quick in the NBA. Boston still with the best record in the East, but look out west and look at what's leading the Western Conference.
No shocker, is it? Yeah. okay, I hate to say this, but I never thought I would see the day that Memphis and New Orleans are duking it out for the freaking number 1 seed in the Western Conference. What the hell?
I can hear the joy
Expect
and
chaos.
voice.
And this is a battle of what I think I consider to be squads a little bit. Because on one side, you have former Laker picks, Larry Nance Jr., Brandon Ingram, and of course, their own pick
83.
Him. Also, Zion Williamson, where Jose Miguel actually called him a mutant.
However, I can't call him that unless he actually performs like how he did in like his high school or college days. Otherwise, he's just nothing more but an injury-prone peasant.
See, Jose, he's doing that in this time because he has some support to
to back him up. Basically.
That's good.
So,
keep off the donuts, bub.
Yeah,
keep it up, basically.
And as for Memphis, come on, John Moran, Jaren Jackson Jr., Steven Adams. What more do you want from those 3 alone?
Enough said.
Yeah.
This season is throwing up a lot of curveballs. And honestly,
Brandon, do you want an answer to that? Brandon, do you want an answer to what you just said about what more could you ask for?
Yeah.
Not them to be like Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook, and that other third fucking Lakers.
Oh.
Damn.
Wow.
Okay.
You have to do LA that dirty.
Okay. We
well,
are.
Speaking of
Okay. Jose, obviously
dirty.
we put too much thought in your pretzel today. My gosh.
But speaking of, I think I'm gonna make you happy, Carter, because I want to transition from the court to the field, but not just any field, a college field.
Oh yeah, because ladies and gentlemen, we can now announce that the 2022 Heisman Trophy winner has been announced. We can now say that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the trophy went to Mr. Caleb Williams, quarterback of USC.
That's the first time USC had a Heisman Trophy winner since, the controversy with one Reggie Bush.
Mm-hmm.
That's
hey, congrats.
Oh God.
Yeah. Now, I think that
Marcus Allen.
I was about to say, I think this. Me personally, I thought that Mac Duggan was going to win it because of how he did at TCU and the way how they had those comeback victories during the season. I thought that he was a shoe-in, but I guess Caleb's performance in the Pac-12 championship against Utah didn't affect him that much. So
yeah.
So that's saying something. But you know what? We are in the bowl season.
And
we are in the bowl season. As a matter of fact, I do believe the bowl season is going to kick off this weekend. Let me check this to be sure. Yep.
This Friday we are going to be. We're going to have this. Let me. Actually, that's the top 25. Let me get all FBS here. Yeah.
I got
if I look
you,
at,
Jacob.
here we go.
Start
Yeah.
out with the hometown Linda's Bahamas Bowl between Miami of Ohio versus UAB.
Yeah, versus Alabama Birmingham, and then at 2:00 we will have the Cure Bowl. Okay, Texas San Antonio takes on Troy.
Saturday we got the Wasabi Fenway Bowl.
In Boston,
Cincinnati and Louisville.
Then we got the Las Vegas Bowl and Allegiant between Oregon State and Florida.
Crapshoot.
And we got the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl presented by Stifel between Washington State and Fresno State.
Yeah, and then we got the Lending Tree Bowl between Rice and Southern Mississippi.
But did you say the Steinfeld Bowl?
No, the Lending Tree Bowl.
Lending Tree.
Sorry about the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl.
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, what about it, Cody? The Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl presented by Stifel. Stifel.
Yeah,
Sorry, I was trying.
We have the New Mexico Bowl between
SMU and Brigham Young.
And then we have the sticky situation of the Mayo Bowl.
No, that's coming up. No, that's
Hold
coming
the
up.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Yeah, that's coming up
And
later
here
on.
comes the when it comes to the Mayo.
Hold on, we got the Fresco Bowl. Yeah, we had the Fresco Bowl between North Texas and Boise State.
Frisco.
Frisco.
But that's and then we go to Monday we got the Myrtle Beach Bowl between Connecticut and Marshall. Yeah. There's a lot of bowl games. If you want to see, I'll say this: there's a lot of bowl games. I don't think we're gonna be able to cover it all because of time. But we'll say this: if you want to look up where your team's going to be at, I suggest hitting up ESPN or any sports-related websites to figure out which team is going bowling and who's not.
Now, let me say something real quick, Jacob, because also Mississippi State's head coach Mike Leach passed away.
Sadly.
Yes, he passed away Monday. He passed away late Monday night. His death was announced Tuesday morning. He passed away. And the football team, they're playing in the bowl formerly known as the Outback Bowl in Tampa. Mississippi State's playing there. And how appropriate, Mike Leach, he's nicknamed the Pirate, and Mississippi State's playing in Tampa. Like a pirate ship. So
it's kind of like fate was telling him to go that you're going there.
Right.
Yeah.
But
sticking to college, we'll go to college basketball real quick. First of all, Texas head coach.
Go ahead.
Texas head coach, is it Chris Beard? He's suspended indefinitely following his arrest.
Yeah, for I do believe like aggravated assault or something like that.
3rd degree assault.
Jesus Christ.
I just want to point out, I'm surprised he hasn't been fired out of a cannon because
I'm surprised as well.
Usually if the head coach is arrested for an assault, usually you expect that head coach to be out of a job. But
you're talking about Chris Beard.
Also, from what I've heard, he was arrested Monday morning for allegedly strangling a woman at his home.
Yeah, he should have been fired.
Yes.
He should have been fired.
Yeah.
Felony 3rd degree assault charge.
We actually have a couple games coming up tonight on the courts. Tonight, 17th ranked Mississippi State will be playing host to the 1-8 Jackson State. Ooh.
Yeah, that's over at the Mississippi College down in Jackson.
Yeah, Auburn is going to be playing host to the 5-4 Georgia State. And then on FS1, it's going to be the Battle of 8 and 2s as 20th ranked Maryland playing host to 16th ranked UCLA.
I like that. I like that matchup.
That's going to get nasty.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of nasty, let's hit the NFL, fellas. And oh my God,
it was going to happen sooner or later, but Carter, I think we need to start sharpening those axes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Jose Miguel chuckling evilly like a motherfucker that he is.
And also, no more bye weeks.
Yeah,
we have the bye week for John Induction show.
Yeah, that's what I said. We have reached the point to where, we're getting close to the end of the season. And since we're getting close to the end of the season, you know what it's time
Elimination station start. The elimination station has opened for business once again.
Carter, no.
Bring out Chittens!
Too late.
Okay.
Carter, I have a better one.
All right, hit it. Perfect. Yep, because the axes are falling, and we've already gotten a couple of eliminations already done and dusted. Texas, we kind of figured because, to quote the tree, they are the tanks of all tanks.
The Bears are gone.
And we also got the latest casualty, and I know a certain Jose Miguel is grinning ear to ear. Denver.
Hey, you can't call me that. Only Brandon can call me that.
Yeah.
Broncos
Denver,
country.
Get your broken ass, get your broken horse asses over to the glue factory.
But here's my question. Here's my question. Why in the hell did it take you 14 weeks to play like this?
Because Nathaniel Hackett.
Why did it take you 14 weeks?
Wait a minute. I wouldn't say send the Broncos to because Wilson's got a fucking concussion and a bump in his fucking head.
Ow.
Yeah.
He deserves it.
Yeah, that's
the God's way of saying you should have. That's the God's way of saying you should have stick to Seattle. You bum.
This week was not a tank bowl. This was a fucking injury bowl.
You could say that again. Oh God.
It's a freaking injury bowl.
Yeah, I was about to say because what happened Monday was just awful.
Nasty.
Between the Patriots and the Cardinals. I mean, that was just awful.
I feel sorry for.
You think that was worse?
Yeah, Kyler Murray out for the year with a ACL injury due to a bad
he's out for the rest of the season.
It was rough.
Yeah.
You think that was rough?
Here's the thing.
Hold
on, Cody. Hold on.
One at a time, Cody. Hold it.
Because I think that one of the things is what happens, like I said, Kyler Murray, he's out for the rest of the season. But you talk about wasting money. I mean, Cardinals paid him big money in the offseason. He's out for the rest of the year. I mean, so that hurts. And he's not the only one that got hurt out there because the field is ending a lot of careers.
Unfortunately, yes, both artificial and natural. Unfortunately,
White got tackled so hard his ribs broke.
Yeah, and he went back out there and fought his ass off. And still, and even though they couldn't get the W, he earned the respect of his peers.
Then he had to go to the hospital.
He got speared into non-existence, and he still got up like a man.
You probably might see from Goldberg or Edge or
Roman.
Even.
Yeah.
What a motherfucker.
Mike White, man. Mike White, enough said.
Because
but yeah,
as a Buccaneers fan, let me have the floor. As a Buccaneers fan, I want to apologize to America for what was a god-awful game between the Buccaneers and the 49ers.
You're right, that was.
Safe to say the 49ers found themselves a savior.
Yeah,
and won.
Do you not want me to tell the best thing about it?
Whoa. I mean, the thing of it is, and this is the thing, we made Mr. Irrelevant relevant. And
not only relevant, but now has notoriety. That says a lot.
I mean, it's the first class. The final score, by the way, was 35-7. That was the final score. Tom Brady.
There's only one thing
out there.
Sorry, Carter. You go ahead first. I was going to go afterwards.
Tom Brady just out there. As a Buccaneers fan, I mean, at this point, I just want to say, you know what? We win the division. Great. We don't win the division. Fine. I don't care anymore.
He's joining the same bus me and Ray are in. He's giving up.
However,
you know what's weird? The game got so bad. Fox had you cut the game to the Eagles.
No. Hold on, Cody, because this was a doubleheader. Fox had a doubleheader. Eagles and the Giants went first, and that game in itself was a mess. The second game was Buccaneers and 49ers. The game was so bad for both of them. Fox had to go. The first game, I think Fox went to Lions and Vikings. I think it was. It went to Texas and the Cowboys. And then the second game, that game got so badly, Fox went to Carolina and Seattle.
Yeah. That's how Fox knows that there's some bad games.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad eggs.
As I said, speaking of the Texans and the Cowboys.
What the hell? You almost lost to the fucking Texans.
I thought there was hope for a second for the Texans.
They almost
lost
to
but
the
no,
worst
it's
team.
Dallas.
they almost lost to the worst team in football, the Houston Texans.
And then the Texans realized they were fucking up their tank.
No, the tank was out of gas. No, the tank was out of fucking gas.
No. They were fucking up the tank. If you know the rules of the tank, you know the rules of the tank.
Now, also, Jacksonville beat Tennessee over the weekend.
In convincing fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty much at this point. Jacob, Malik, Ray, myself, we're just saying, you know what, screw it, we're done.
Yeah, we're done. Yeah, we're out of here.
Does this mean the Colts get to take the lead?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Jose has a song on standby that went, F this S, I'm out. So.
No. Here's the thing. I'm smiling as a Colts fan because if they lose again, the Colts are gonna fucking go up in the AFC standings.
That's true. And you know what? Speaking of which, I've actually have this on standby here. I am on. Since we are in the home stretch of the NFL season, they have decided to boot up the playoff machine.
Yeah,
and I actually have it on here on standby because we're gonna run down the games for this week, but we're gonna do it a little bit differently since we are in the playoff hunt. I will be using the NFL playoff machine on ESPN.com.
Before we do that, we gotta congratulate the one team that first made it to the playoffs.
Yeah, that's right.
Congratulations, Eagles. Fly.
Yep. Philadelphia was the first team to punch their ticket to the playoffs and possibly have the 1 seed. So it's basically locked in.
By the way, gentlemen, boy, how did they punch that ticket? They pretty much punched the Giants in the mouth.
The New York teams this week were. They shot us the foot, and Brandon was pissed.
Well, you couldn't blame them.
I wasn't pissed. That wasn't.
The final score was what, 48-22?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh. Do you know what's still shocking about the Eagles? They don't have like two losses. They only have one loss.
Yeah.
So if they continue winning within the next 4 weeks, they could possibly solidify themselves into a bye week and a number 1 seed in the AFC, which is scary.
I mean, the same is going on for Detroit and Buffalo.
True. Anyways, let's run down the schedule for the 15th week of the NFL season. And since I have the playoff machine available, we're gonna do a little bit more breaking down to figure out what's gonna happen with situations. And first up is of course the NFC West rivalry between the Niners and the Seahawks.
Thursday night football.
Yeah, here's the thing. I think San Fran can clinch the division if they beat Seattle.
Yes, if they do get the win, they do clinch the NFC West. With the win against Seattle tomorrow night. But if Seattle wins, they will still be in the hunt for the NFC West.
And not to mention the wild card.
And then the Saturday games.
The wild card spot.
And then we got the Saturday games on the NFL Network.
Yep.
Oh, we won't. But before we do anything else, there's no bye week this week. Now, is there? Or nobody?
We're done with the byes.
I would throw over.
Let's start with one team. Let's start with Minnesota versus Indy.
Yeah, that's what we're going to next.
Whoa. Hold on, Jose. I think Jacob has the schedule, so.
The next game, starting off with the Saturday games at noon is the Colts heading up to the Palace of the North Star, aka Vikings country.
Oh God, who's gonna have a good time in the Minnesota?
Well, first of all, I think that this is pretty much a must-win situation for Indy because if they lose,
they're out.
Yeah,
they lost to Jacksonville last year just because the Steelers wanted to get into the playoffs.
Now, if Minnesota wins, they can actually be within one game right behind Philadelphia for the number 1 seed in the NFC.
But if the Colts win, however,
if the
fucking
Colts win,
possibility since the Vikings lost this week.
If the Colts win, they still have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Next up,
Presumably.
at 3:30 is another AFC North rivalry between the Ravens and the Browns.
Ooh, Deshaun Watson. Let's see.
Well, I know Jamal's gonna be happy, but he's just gonna curve stomp Deshaun Watson.
Should the Ravens beat the Browns on Sunday, they move within striking distance of the projected leaders of the AFC, which is Kansas City and Buffalo.
Well, considering Deshaun.
Hold on, Cody. Also, if the Browns lose, no playoffs.
Well,
yeah, but here's the shocker. Here's the shocker. If the Browns actually win, that actually gives benefits to Cincinnati, because that means Cincinnati will take the 3 seed from Baltimore, while Baltimore takes the 5 seed.
Considering Joe Burrow owns Patrick Mahomes, and he will now own Deshaun Watson, I think, the Browns ain't winning shit. Ravens are winning.
What's next, Jacob?
Okay, and now we're getting into the Sunday slate.
Wait, there's a third one. There's a third game. The Bills are playing.
You're right. You're right. Saturday night, the Bills will take on the Dolphins, and this has got some big implications for both the Dolphins and the Bills. Should Miami pull off the upset and beat the Bills, they will get this. Buffalo will go down to the 2nd seed, while Kansas City will take the 1st seed.
Well, here's the thing. If Miami does do that, this is the 2nd time that Miami's beaten the Bills. Remember the first time this happened?
Considering that Miami's been on a slow decline, Bills are winning. They're gonna put the Dolphins through tables.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure Miami, they're still kicking themselves, by the way, how they lost to the Chargers Sunday, so they want to get over that as soon as possible.
But just remember, the only thing that's going to stop the Bills from beating Miami is themselves.
True. Now let's get to the Sunday slate. Starting off with
the rivalry.
Yeah, Atlanta and New Orleans. Oy vey.
This is a must-win situation for New Orleans, because if they lose,
they're out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
the Falcons have signed a new QB.
Yep.
But given we know the Atlanta's past of blowing leads, I think the Saints have a chance.
There's a lot, honestly. Another game, staying under the Sunday nooner slate, we got the Steelers and the Panthers.
Steelers, who recently lost against the Ravens, versus the Panthers, which beat Seahawks. Go figure.
Yeah, I don't think this needs to be said. No way there's either team that's going to have a chance to get to the playoffs. So,
hold on, Jacob, because remember Carolina, they did beat Tampa Bay earlier this season. So,
well, okay, you got a good point. If Carolina does beat if Carolina does win and Tampa Bay loses to Cincinnati, that means they get the 4. They actually get the 4 seed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, considering that last season the Steelers had a hard-fought chance of winning, except if
here's the thing: for the Steelers, if they can win and Cleveland wins and Cincinnati loses, it would actually they need the Ravens. Actually, there's nothing they could do. They just need a win to stay in the hunt.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Let's go ahead and pick up the pace, Jacob.
Yeah. Cincinnati versus Chicago. I hate to say it, but Chicago, you're done.
Yeah. Chicago, they're not going to the playoffs anyway. So what's the point?
Yeah.
We're gonna have a new owner of the Chicago household. No longer Aaron Rodgers. It's Joe Flacco.
And also Chiefs versus Texans. Sorry, Texans. It's Chiefs Day all day, and they need to win to stay within to possibly stay in the hunt, because if Miami pulls off the loss, they will get the 1 seed.
Yeah. You know the Chiefs are going to make barbecue out of the Texans.
Cowboys and Jaguars.
Yeah,
let's keep going. Cowboys and Jaguars. This is kind of a must-win situation for Dallas to stay within the 5 seed of the playoffs, because if Jacksonville wins, because if Jacksonville does get the win, let me check here. Where's Dallas? And the Commanders win, they will still have the 5 seed, but the Commanders will be in striking distance. Moving on,
also, if Jacksonville wins, they could stay close to Tennessee.
Yep.
God.
Staying in there, we got
if Jacksonville wins, they would be 3rd, and the Colts would be 1st if they beat Minnesota.
Continuing on with the Nooner games, we got the Lions and the Jets. This one has real implications here for the Jets.
Jets need the Jets more than.
Yeah, because the Jets need to win to possibly have a chance to get the 7th seed because of the tiebreakers.
Mm-hmm. And for the Lions.
Yeah, over the Lions. But for the Lions, if they can get a win, well, they won't. They'll improve their record, but that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, yeah, they'll improve their record and possibly get closer to Minnesota, but that's easy.
Now we go
to the 3:00 game. Cardinals and Broncos. No thanks. We already know Broncos are out, so Arizona needs this win to stay within the hunt.
Bye bye.
Patriots and Raiders.
That's your tank bowl right there. Patriots and Raiders in Las Vegas. But here's the thing. This is also playoff implications as well, because not for the Raiders, more so for the Chargers. Because if the Raiders beat the Patriots, guess what? LA gets to go to the playoffs.
Nah, that's not happening because I don't know Bill Belichick will have that lightsaber to slit the Ravens. No,
Raiders.
Wait, they will split the Raiders throat in half.
The next step.
I'm gonna have to cut you off on that. I'm gonna have to cut you off there for a second. I don't think it's gonna happen because it's Bill Belichick and he hasn't changed his offense and defense since he wore the Patriots hoodie.
No, that's wrong. He hasn't changed his game book since Tom Brady went to Florida.
True. Anyways, Titans and Chargers. This is must win for the Chargers to have themselves a chance to get into the playoffs. And if they win and the Raiders win, they will actually be within striking distance of Miami for the 6th seed.
But what about on the tie per se? We've had that issue last season.
Unfortunately, the ties still favor Miami because they still have the tiebreaker over LA.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about if a game ends in a tie.
Well, if that game ends in a tie,
because last season Steelers had to have a chance of getting into the playoffs.
Oh,
we almost had that tie. Raiders and the Chargers.
Last year. Moving on. This is also important for both important playoff wise. Bengals and Bucks. That's big there because if the Bengals win, and the Ravens lose, they will actually be within striking distance of KC and Buffalo, and they would want KC and Buffalo to go down, which means they will be take the 2 seed, but that's easier said than done.
Well, considering how much Tom Brady's
they move up to 7-7, stay in the 4 seed, and possibly clinch the NFC South.
Well, considering Tom Brady's on a soda can ever since his divorce, I think Joe Burrow will still own more.
Yeah. And then we go to the primetime games. This is the one I know Brand is going to be watching with bated breath because it's an NFC East battle, and it's also a playoff implications battle between the Commanders and the Giants. Whoever wins will take
down in tie again.
Oh God, that's last.
Now, whoever wins this will knock the other team out and put Seattle in the 7th seed. So whoever loses, Seattle gets a chance to take the 7th seed.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the main event, God, Rams and Packers. Oh God.
Oh boy.
Yeah. That is gonna be we're gonna have Baker Mayfield versus A1 Rodgers.
Ugh. That's it.
That's a big question. Who's going to stay alive in this fight? Rams or Packers?
Yeah, but still. That's basically, Primetime Tank Bowl. Thanks.
I have a question. Which stadiums have artificial turf for these games? Because I know MetLife has one. What are the others?
Let me see. Houston, New Orleans,
basically
Minnesota.
any stadium there's a dome.
Well, we're screwed.
Yeah, Houston.
Jesus.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, but yeah,
I think
that was the criteria for this week's game. If you want to see how different it would match up with your ideas, I highly just go to ESPN.com and look up the NFL playoff machine. It will give you the same thing I've been doing, and it will show you what the playoff picture will look like if such and such happens.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we turn out the lights here, because we can't go home, but we can't stay here either. But we do want to thank Louis for joining us tonight.
As always.
And Louis, once again, tell us how to get on your show.
As always,
All right.
go check out the Enhanced Sports Podcast every Saturday, 5:30 Eastern.
Nope, 4 to 6 Eastern. Nice try.
4 to 6. Okay, 4 to 6 Eastern.
Yeah, the last show of the year, by the way, too, guys. So you might want to call in. This week we're doing a World Cup final preview, of course. We'll review also the Heisman Trophy. Did they get it right? I mean, I want to hear from. I mean, I know you guys might think that they did it right, but I want to hear from some of the others. Of course, we'll go through part 2 of the bowl games. Of course, we'll have our NFL picks, and we'll discuss the whole thing with the NBA renaming the awards, and plus with the what they're also going to do with the at the end of the regular season, they're going to award a best regular season trophy for the winning team, kind of like what the NHL does for the President's Trophy. So we're going to discuss that and see if anybody thinks about that.
I think my opinion to that is I should have named the trophy after Kobe.
Cody.
Yeah, hear me out though. I know Michael.
We'll talk about it later.
Will you?
We'll talk about it later. Go ahead.
Cut it.
We'll talk about it next week. Good night, fellas.
Yeah, next week. Cut it. Anyways, definitely go check out his podcast, the Enhanced Sports Podcast, every Saturday, 4 to 6 Eastern. If you want to be on the show, give him a call. It's 512-543
4662.
4662. Thank you. 512-543-4662.
Toll
All right,
free
thanks
too.
for joining us, Louis.
Thanks again, as always, Louis.
And before we head off, for wrestling fans, there is a lot of car shows tonight. So now we got Madhouse Chapter 49. Dare I say it's big time. It's at 7:30. SRW is back with their episode 40 of Mayhem. That's at 9 o'clock. And then Dynamite is on in an hour.
Okay.
And
I'm the Excalibur of this show.
Since we're gonna wrap things up, I want to do something a bit special before we instead of doing the normal outro theme. I got something special. Hey DJ, spin that shit.
Fuck.
The fuck?
What the hell? What the hell?
I don't know. It's just something about it, but it's
right.
It's okay. Moving on, but
move on.
I just want to say to thank our fans for tuning in and listening to our show, listening to our podcast. Next week we're doing a special edition.
Yeah.
Next Wednesday at 6:30 Central, we're doing a special edition.
Yeah, that's right.
Of our podcast.
Days.
Yep,
Yep,
we are going to
One of the best
Okay.
days of the year, which is Christmas.
Yep,
Now,
right before Christmas, we're going to do a special year-end review of the VWU Sports Podcast, where we're going to take a look back at some of the craziest moments of the year that is 2022 in the world of sports.
Okay, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Now, pending, because we couldn't do the show on Tuesday because of weather. What about next Tuesday?
I do believe, pending weather, we will be having that on Tuesday. We will be having that. I think we might be doing it on Wednesday, actually.
It's on Wednesday because I have a special function I need to attend on that Tuesday. So it's next Wednesday at our at 6:30 Eastern.
Yeah. I will say this. Tune in next Wednesday, 6:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. We're not going to be doing the usual VWU Sports Podcast. We're going to be doing the year-end review. We're going to talk about some of the craziest, best, and worst moments that ever happened on the sports world throughout 2022.
Oh, yeah.
And I have to say this. This year has been insane, to say the least.
Yeah.
Not in all facets of sport. We've seen insane upsets. We've seen insane Cinderella stories go worse. Okay? And that says a lot. And we've been glad to cover this year the way we do it best. The reason why we called the bar in the first place is because it's 5 fans, 4 fans, with the benefit of fans. Okay? Because that's the best way to do it. We don't need no round table discussion or whatever shit you always see on ESPN. Because sometimes the fans, we just like to have fun. And that's the best part about sports. But yeah, we're getting close to 60 episodes. We're about to end the year on a good note, to say the least. And I have to say once again, thank you so much for tuning in to the VWU Sports Podcast. As always, if you want to listen in, always come check us out on Blog Talk Radio. Search up the VWU Sports Podcast in the search bar. And if you want to see past episodes, go for it. We have it not only on Blog Talk, but iHeartRadio and Spotify. Just search up VWU Sports Podcast and you'll see them there. And if you want to be like Cody, you want to be like Jose and Louie, give us a call. We love to listen to you guys. As always, our number is 516.
You forgot Cody over here.
55. And we would love to listen to you guys. Give us an opinion, how we can make this show better and even funner. Okay, but as always, we're out of time. We're about to get started with Christmas. The holidays are kicking in, and the playoffs are coming.
Yeah,
prepared for hell to come in.
Beforehand, next week I'm getting a white Christmas.
Yeah, you ain't kidding on that one. And as always, thank you so much for tuning in. But we are out of time. We will see you guys next Wednesday for the year-end review special. Until then, you have yourself a wonderful night. Have yourself a happy holidays, and we'll see you guys next week.
I can't wait to be the John Cena of the awards.
Anyways, have a good night, everybody. We will see you guys next week.
Yeah.
See you later, boys.
See you next week. See you the awards.